the voice of happiness. After Bankei had passed away, a blind man near the temple told a friend, "Since I am blind, I cannot watch a person's face, so I must judge his character by the sound of his voice. Ordinarily, when I hear someone congratulate another upon his happiness or success, I also hear a secret tone of envy. When condolence is expressed for the misfortune of another, I hear pleasure and satisfaction, as if the one condoling was really glad there was something left to gain. In his own world, in all my experience, however, Bankei's voice was always sincere. Whenever he expressed happiness, I heard nothing but happiness, and whenever he expressed sorrow, sorrow was all I heard. Everything is best." When Banzan was walking through a market, he overheard a conversation. A butcher and his customer were talking. "Give me the best piece of meat you have." "Everything in my shop is the best," replied the butcher. "You cannot find here any piece of meat that is not the best." At these words, Banzan became enlightened. A mother's advice. Jun, a shogun master, was a well-known Sanskrit scholar of the Tokugawa era. When he was young, he used to deliver lectures to his brother's students. His mother heard about this and wrote him a letter. "Son, I do not think you became a devotee of the Buddha because you desired to turn into a walking dictionary for others. There is no end to information and commendation, glory and honor. I wish you would stop this lecture business. Shut yourself up in a little temple in a remote part of the mountain. Devote your time to meditation, and in this way, attain true realization." Mokusen, the Zen master, had a little boy proudly showing him a certificate he had won for being the best at archery. Later that day, the boy saw Mokusen try to shoot at a target. The first arrow missed. He shot again, and this time he missed again. Mokusen Hiki lived in a temple in Tamba province. An adherent complained. He complained of his wife's stinginess. Mokusen decided to visit her. Mokusen showed her his clenched fist before her face. She asked what it meant. "Suppose my fist were always like that. What would you call it?" he asked. "Deformed," replied the woman. Mokusen then opened his hand. He opened his hand flat in her face. "Suppose it were always like that." "Another kind of deformity," said the wife. Mokusen smiled slightly. "If you understand that much," finished Mokusen, "you are a good wife." Then he left her home. The wife felt inspired. After his visit, his wife helped her husband to distribute as well as save. She learned to balance generosity and careful saving. Every minute Zen. Zen students are with their masters for at least 2 years before teaching. Nanan was visited by Tenno, who had passed his apprenticeship and become a teacher. The day was rainy, so Tenno wore wooden clogs and carried an umbrella. After greeting him, Nanan remarked, "I suppose you left your wooden clogs in the vestibule. I want to know if your umbrella is on the right or left side of the clogs." Tenno, confused, had no instant answer. He realized that he was unable to carry his Zen every minute. He became Nanan's pupil, and he studied 6 more years to accomplish his every minute Zen. He now carried his Zen with him everywhere. Master Nanan nodded, knowing Tenno had finally achieved his goal. Flower shower. Subhuti was Buddha's disciple. He was able to understand the potency of emptiness, the viewpoint that nothing exists except in its relationship of subjectivity and objectivity. One day, Subhuti, in a mood of sublime emptiness, was sitting under a tree. Flowers began to fall about him. "We are praising you for your discourse on emptiness," the gods whispered to him. "But I have not spoken of emptiness," said Subhuti. "You have not spoken of emptiness. We have not heard emptiness," responded the gods. "This is true emptiness." And blossoms showered upon Subhuto as rain. Dreamland. Our schoolmaster used to take a nap every afternoon, related a disciple of Soyen Shaku. We children asked him why he did it, and he told us, "I go to Dreamland to meet the old sages," just as Confucius did. When Confucius slept, he would dream of ancient sages and tell his followers. It was extremely hot one day, so some of us took a nap. Our schoolmaster scolded us. "We went to Dreamland to meet the ancient sages the same as Confucius did," we explained. "What was the message from those sages?" our schoolmaster demanded. One of us replied, "We went to Dreamland and met the sages," and asked them if our schoolmaster came there every afternoon. But they said they had never seen any such fellow. The children looked sheepish, but the schoolmaster smiled warmly. The lesson was learned. Dreams are personal journeys, not shared experiences. Zen in a beggar's life. Tosui was a well-known Zen teacher of his time. He had lived in several temples and taught in various provinces. The last temple he visited accumulated so many adherents that Tosui told them he was going to quit. He advised them to disperse and go wherever they desired. After that, no one could find any trace of him. 3 years later, a disciple discovered him. He discovered him living with some beggars under a bridge in Kyoto. He at once implored Tosui to teach him. "If you can do as I do for even a couple days, I might," Tosui replied. So the former disciple dressed as a beggar and spent the day with Tosui. The following day, one of the beggars died. Tosui and his pupil carried the body off at midnight and buried it on a mountainside. After that, they returned to their shelter under the bridge. Tosui slept soundly. The disciple could not sleep. When morning came, Tosui said, "We do not have to beg food today. Our dead friend has left some over there." But the disciple was unable to eat a single bite of it. "I have said you could not do as I," concluded Tosui. "Get out of here and do not bother me again." The thief who became a disciple. One evening, Shichiri Kojin was reciting sutras when a thief entered. The thief demanded money or his life, but Shichiri calmly pointed to a drawer. Shichiri told him to find money there and resumed his recitation undisturbed. A little while later, Shichiri stopped and asked the thief not to take it all. He explained he needed some to pay taxes the next day. The thief gathered most money. As the intruder started to leave, Shichiri added, "Thank a person when you receive a gift." The man thanked him and then made off into the night with the stolen money. A few days later, the man was caught and confessed to many offenses, including Shichiri's. When Shichiri was called as a witness, he stated the man was no thief to him. He explained he had given the money, and the man had thanked him for the gift. After his prison term, the man went to Shichiri and became his devoted disciple. Right and wrong. When Benkei held his seclusion weeks of meditation, pupils from many parts of Japan came. During one of these gatherings, a pupil was caught stealing. The matter was reported. The request was that the culprit be expelled. Benkei ignored the case. Later, the pupil was caught. Again, Benkei disregarded the matter. This angered the other pupils, who drew up a petition asking for the dismissal of the thief, stating that otherwise they would leave in a body. When Benkei had read the petition, he called everyone before him. "You are wise brothers," he told them. "You know what is right and what is not right. You may go somewhere else to study." But this poor brother does not even know right from wrong. "Who will teach him if I do not? I am going to keep him here, even if all the rest of you leave." A torrent of tears cleansed the face of the brother who had stolen. All desire to steal had vanished. How trees and grass become enlightened. During the Kamakura period, Shinkan studied Tendai 6 years, then studied Zen 7 years. Then he went to China and contemplated Zen for 13 years more. When he returned to Japan, many desired to interview him. But when Shinkan received visitors, which was infrequently, he seldom answered. One day, a 50-year-old student of Enlightenment said to Shinkan, "I have studied the Tendai school of thought since I was a little boy, but one thing in it I cannot understand." Tendai claims that even the grass and trees will become enlightened. To me, this seems very strange. Of what use is it to discuss how grass and trees become enlightened? The question is how you yourself can become so. Did you even consider that? "I never thought of it that way," marveled the old man. Then go home and think it over. Your light may go out. A student of Tendai, a philosophical school of Buddhism, came to the Zen abode. When he was departing a few years later, Gasan warned him, "Studying the truth speculatively is useful as a way of collecting preaching material. But remember that unless you meditate constantly, your light of truth may go out."